Welcome back to Fandom Frontline. Today I'll be diving into episode 4 of Talamasca the Secret Order, titled Wet Work. So far, this seemed to be the moment when the show has finally made it clear what kind of series it's going to be. Because let's be honest, the first half of Talamasca was an interesting but uneven ride. It's been part supernatural mystery, part gothic bureaucracy, and part spin off living in the shadow of Interview with the Vampire. But Wet Work? This episode seems to have finally committed. It's darker, bloodier, and for the first time, genuinely thrilling. We open with Guy Anatole, Nicholas Denton's quietly haunted operative, now sent on a mission by the increasingly suspicious Jasper, played with icy precision by William Fichtner. The assignment? Infiltrate the Westcroft Hotel to retrieve the 752. It sounds like a routine covert op, but this is Talamasca. Soon the walls start bleeding secrets, and what begins as spycraft becomes an ordeal of betrayal, revenant vampires, and moral rot inside the very organization it claims to observe and record. One of the most fascinating things about this episode is how it reframes the Talamasca itself. Up until now, they've been this mysterious, scholarly order that claims to just watch. They catalog the supernatural and archive the impossible. But Wetwork asks the uncomfortable question, one that many of us have had to live with in today's day and age. What if being an observer means you're complicit? When we see the drained figure of a barely living vampire caught between life and death, it's not just shocking, it's tragic. And when Jasper ends that creature's agony with one swift, brutal motion, it's the show announcing that the moral boundaries of these characters will not be so easy to discern. This episode also reintroduces Raglan James, played by Justin Kirk, a familiar face for Interview with the Vampire fans. He's snaky, charming, and clearly up to no good. His deal with Guy ties Talamasca more tightly to the wider Anne Rice universe, and gives us a sense that the events of this show are going to echo beyond this single season. From a craft perspective, Wetwork is arguably the best directed episode so far. The camera moves like it finally knows what it's doing, trading dimly lit corridors for hotel rooms that feel claustrophobic and dangerous. The editing is sharp, and the sound design sells every unseen kill. The tone finally matches the premise gothic espionage drenched in dread. Now, it's not perfect, the mythology does still get tangled, and poor Guy still feels like a pawn more than a protagonist, but he's finally getting there. The good news is that the show's world is getting richer. For the first time, I can actually feel the weight of the secrets it's been hinting at since episode 1. Wetwork proves that Talamasca can do horror, spy drama, and tragedy all at once. It's violent, yes, and it's also thematically rich. It's about the line between studying monsters and becoming one. And if you recognize the introduction of revenant vampires from Anne Rice's novels, you'll know that this world is opening up in fascinating ways. So where does that leave us? I'm genuinely excited to see what happens next in the show. If Talamasca can hold this balance of horror and intrigue, and give us a little more emotional depth from Guy, then we really are watching the Anne Rice Immortal universe grow into something special. So thanks for watching. If you're following Talamasca, drop a comment below with your favorite moment from the episode. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out my previous reviews of episodes 1 through 3 right here on Fandom Frontline.